So when I was live streaming, somebody asked me, JT, how good do you feel the Carolina Panthers offense will be this season? And what do you expect out of the Carolina Panthers offense? Now, I think that this Carolina Panthers offense will be a top 10 offense. If not a top 10 offense, they will be around that 11 to 13 range. And a lot of people in the live stream were really shocked that I said that. And I felt so high on the Carolina Panthers offense because immediately after I said that, they said, oh, JT, man, like, it's no way the Carolina Panthers offense finishes that high because look who their quarterback is. It's Mr. Dump-Off, Teddy Bridgewater. And you're not wrong about your assessment about Teddy Bridgewater. You know, Teddy Bridgewater does tend to, be overly conservative at times. He just takes the short 5-yard easy dump ball passes and doesn't really try to force the ball down the field. But in the Joe Brady offense, I think he would be a perfect fit. And here's why. Because listen, Joe Brady, if you guys don't know who Joe Brady was, he was a passing game coordinator for LSU last year, which the LSU offense set records, set college football by storm, and led to Joe Burrow not only winning the Heisman Trophy, but being the #1 overall pick. Now, a lot of people think that Joe Brady and the LSU offense was just predicated on just throwing the ball deep and things like that. But no, it's a lot more to it. And the reason why is so much to it is that it's just not just throwing 60-yard bombs all day and things like that. Because listen, like Joe Burrow, Teddy Bridgewater doesn't have that good of an arm. He pretty much has like a slightly above average arm, right? But the thing that sets Joe Burrow and Teddy Bridgewater apart is their accuracy and their decision making, and also their ability to improvise in the pocket. Now, neither one of those guys has crazy athleticism, things like that, but both of those guys have enough athleticism that they can run for 4 or 5 yards if they need to, or extend the play for a couple of seconds longer if things break down in the pocket, right? Now, I'm not saying that Teddy Bridgewater is Joe Burrow or anything like that, but I'm just saying, based on what Joe Burrow did in that Joe Brady offense last year, Teddy Bridgewater is a perfect fit. Because here's why. You see, Teddy Bridgewater, a lot of people talk about Teddy Bridgewater not pushing the ball downfield, how he likes to take the 5-yard dump ball passes and things like that. And that would be a perfect fit for Joe Brady's offense. When you look at the receivers that the Carolina Panthers have, when you look at DJ Moore, Curtis Samuel, and Robbie Anderson, you're looking at 3 wide receivers who are all very good with the ball in their hands, and they're very good in open space, especially Robbie Anderson, who is one of the best deep threats that we have in the NFL. A lot of people ask, how is Robbie Anderson going to fit with the Carolina Panthers offense? What do you mean? Speed. If you have a deep threat wide receiver with like the incredible speed that Robbie Anderson has, he can fit in every offense in the NFL, or you find a way to make him fit. Every offense in the NFL can use a speedster and an elite deep threat, which is what Robbie Anderson is. Then you got Curtis Samuel and you got DJ Moore, who are both 2 super highly gifted wide receivers when they get the ball in their hands. So, I mean, you're looking at, a lot of you guys may talk about how Teddy Bridgewater is going to be the king at taking the dump off and 5-yard passes, but when you got receivers like Robbie Anderson and DJ Moore and Curtis Samuel, those guys can easily take a 5-yard reception and turn that into a 60-yard touchdown with how good they are with the ball in their hands and their athleticism. So, I mean, a lot of you guys can talk about Teddy Bridgewater being conservative all you want to, but it's more to just throwing 60-yard touchdown passes all day and things like that. What Teddy Bridgewater does well is that he doesn't turn the football over, and he does enough that he can win you games and you can move the ball down the field. And also, a lot of people are also asleep that Teddy Bridgewater can throw the deep ball when he has to. If it's a guy wide open, he can most of the time hit that guy in stride. So Teddy Bridgewater is one of the more accurate quarterbacks that we have in the NFL. I'm not saying that he is the most accurate quarterback in the NFL, but he's pretty doggone accurate. So, I mean, Teddy Bridgewater fits well in the Joe Brady offense. He's smart with the football. He knows how to read coverages. He can extend plays if he has to. He can also run for 4 or 5 yards if he has to, extend the drive on 3rd down. And then he also is a good decision maker. He's not going to force the ball down the field. He's going to take what the defense gives him. And that's what made Joe Brady and Joe Burrow click so well at LSU, because Joe Burrow didn't force passes. Most of the time he would take what the defense gives him, and when the defense started biting, and it was a shot down the field that was able to be taken, Joe Burrow would take that shot, and most of the time he was successful. So with Teddy Bridgewater in this offense for Carolina, eventually he's going to keep irritating defensive coordinators with those check down passes, and eventually he's going to catch the defense biting down on those short passes, and then he can beat them over the top with Robbie Anderson. So, I mean, this Carolina Panthers offense is going to be really good in my opinion. Then you also got to look at who they have at the halfback position. You got Chris McCaffrey, who in a lot of people's eyes is the best halfback in the NFL. I mean, he can catch the ball out the backfield. He's also a great halfback. And what I expect out of Chris McCaffrey this year is I expect him to be a lot more involved in the receiving game when it comes to lining up out of when it comes to lining up as a wide receiver and things like that. So I think we're going to see a lot more Christian McCaffrey this year lining up wide as a wide receiver, trying to get those mismatches against linebackers and things like that. So I expect to see Christian McCaffrey to have an even bigger role than what he had last year in the passing game for the Carolina Panthers last year. So overall, I think this offense could potentially be a top 10 offense. If not top 10, they should be somewhere around that 11 to 13 range, because listen, they have the weapons on the offensive side of football. They have a really solid wide receiving core, in my opinion. And you also got the solid offensive line as well. You got offensive tackles Russell Okung, Greg Little. You also got center Matt Paredes, who was pretty solid last season. You also got on the offensive guard position, don't really know what to expect out of that. I mean, I just have a general knowledge of the Carolina Panthers roster. I'm not going to act like I know the Carolina Panthers roster top to bottom and things like that. So you guys let me know down in the comment section who is most likely going to end up starting at those offensive guard spots. Then you also got tight end Ian Thomas, who I'm really excited about, because I think Ian Thomas has a lot of potential, but the pass coordinators for the Carolina Panthers weren't really able to utilize him properly, getting him in good situations. So overall, this Carolina Panthers offense should be very solid this year. You got a better offensive line compared to what you had last year. You also got a very innovative offensive mind in Joe Brady, who knows how to get the best out of his quarterbacks. And you also got a guy in Teddy Bridgewater who fits well into what Joe Brady likes to do on the offensive side of football. Because look, Teddy Bridgewater doesn't have to throw the football 20 times a game downfield and things like that. He can take a 5-yard dump ball pass that you guys love to criticize him about, and the receivers that he has, and Curtis Samuel and DJ Moore, they can take those 5-yard dump ball passes that you guys complain about and turn those into 60-yard touchdowns or like 20-yard receptions and things like that. So I mean, this Carolina Panthers offense should be really solid. I mean, I'm really excited. And then look, if Teddy Bridgewater doesn't work out, I mean, he didn't really sign for that big of a deal. What was it, like a 3 or 4 year deal worth like $60-something million? So I mean, if the Carolina Panthers want to go ahead and get rid of him, then I mean, it shouldn't be that big of a cap hit, because compared to what most of these quarterbacks are making, you got guys like Ryan Tannehill who are making $118 million and things like that. So when you look at Teddy Bridgewater's deal, they pretty much went to Dollar Tree and snatched up Teddy Bridgewater on that contract he had. That's basically what it is, because $63 million for the quarterback position now is laughable, because nobody's making nearly that less money than what Teddy Bridgewater is making right now. So then if Teddy Bridgewater doesn't work out, like I said, you can put in PJ Walker. If Teddy Bridgewater can't get the job done, PJ Walker doggone sure can get the job done. And like I said, PJ Walker is the best the best quarterback I've ever seen other than Warren Moon coming out of a professional football league not named the NFL. A lot of people forget that when Warren Moon came out of the CFL, he was one of the best non-professional NFL playing quarterbacks ever coming out of a non-professional football league that wasn't named the NFL. And I think PJ Walker is just that talented. I'm not saying he's going to be the next Warren Moon, but I'm saying that he is really talented. So don't sleep on PJ Walker if the Carolina Panthers coaching staff and Matt Rule doesn't like what they're seeing out of Teddy Bridgewater. Because like I said, Teddy Bridgewater didn't really get signed to a big record-breaking deal or anything like that compared to the rest of the quarterback market. He got a below average deal compared to what all these other quarterbacks are making. So I mean, PJ Walker, he used to play under Matt Rule for Temple, and Temple, had a lot of success with Matt Rule and PJ Walker at the helm. And now Matt Rule went ahead, he signed his guy PJ Walker. So look, if Teddy Bridgewater fizzles out in Carolina and he doesn't work out and the coaching staff of Carolina doesn't like what they're seeing out of Teddy Bridgewater, you can doggone there put in PJ Walker, and go from there. So, I mean, I think this Carolina Panthers offense is bound for success. I think a lot of people may be overlooking this Carolina Panthers offense. They have a lot of good playmakers, especially if you're a fan of fantasy football. I like Curtis Samuel. I like DJ Moore in this offense. I really like Robbie Anderson in this offense as well, because like I said, when you get defenses biting down, trying to take away those short passes, you got Robbie Anderson on over the top who can burn you with his speed, being one of the best deep threat wide receivers in the NFL. So like I said, this Carolina Panthers offense to either be a top 10 offense, or they can be somewhere near that range, like 11 or 13, so around that range. So I think this Carolina Panthers offense could be really good this year. So let me know what you guys think about this Carolina Panthers offense down in the comment section down below. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel for more NFL videos and content, and thanks for watching.